Hey, what's going on, guys? Daniel from ModBot, and hopefully you can hear me alright. If I sound a little bit sick, I'm not. My allergies have been really good for a long time, and of course this past couple of days here, they hit me like a train, so I took some allergy medicine, but I still have a very just kind of stuffy and congested nose and sinuses. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this video, and basically in today's video, we are going to be designing a hook or a kind of hook clamp mechanism for my shelf that I purchased not too long ago. For those of you that saw, I don't know if I talked about it, I think I talked about it in a live stream actually, but I went ahead and I picked up a shelf. I actually got it from Target, and it's like a potentially quad decker, but I just have it set up as a triple decker, and each level can be adjusted, which is awesome. Basically, I got it because I have limited storage in my room, and now that there are 3D printers and a fourth one on its way, it's just not making sense to have them on my desk anymore. So with this, I can work with my height, and so I've got all the printers kind of hooked up over there on the shelf. And one other thing I wanted to do was create a way to not have each filament spool connected or sitting next to each 3D printer, but to have them kind of all hanging up top, where that way I can just pull the filament down to whichever printer needs whatever color or style of filament. And so I went ahead and picked up a conduit bar that I used for the CNC machine that I built a while back, and I used that and basically cut it down to size to fit in the dimensions of the shelf. So I just needed to design some kind of a clamp hook to basically clamp to the top of the shelf and then be able to hold the filament holder. So I'm going to go ahead and design this in Autodesk 360 Fusion, and then we're going to print it out and see how it turns out. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so here is the final 3D model that I imported into Repetier Host. As you could probably tell by the sped up video, I had a few issues when I was using the software. Basically, I am new to 360 Fusion and basically any type of 3D modeling as a whole, and so it took me a little bit of time to kind of figure out how to use the different tools in Autodesk 360 Fusion, but I feel like I'm definitely getting more comfortable, and luckily again I was able to create this part in Autodesk 360 Fusion. So once again, yeah, I imported it into Repetier Host, and I'm going to be printing this at 20% infill. I think I should have done it maybe a little bit higher in terms of infill percentage, but it seems to be holding, and it feels pretty solid. I did 0.2 layer height, and I did as well 0.8 as for the shell thickness, and I did the bed temperature at 0 and the extruder temperature at 205. I am printing this on the RP9 V2 from Bob CNC just because it is the printer that I have hooked up right now. And yeah, so let's go ahead and print this out and see how it turns out. So I did goof and realized that my camera did not have enough storage for the whole time lapse, which was awesome when I came back and saw the camera off and the printer had still been printing. So I figured I'd at least show you guys a little bit that I did catch, and then we will look at the end result here in just a couple of seconds. So once again, the RP9 V2 from Bob CNC basically blows my mind and prints what is practically a flawless print. It is just insane to me. But I basically went ahead and swapped out the just zip ties that holding it in place for these, and it fit amazingly. Perfectly snug to the top shelf, and then the conduit bar just popped right into place with enough, I guess, closeness to have it where it can't pop out or doesn't slide back and forth, but loose enough to where I can just pop the bar up and add or remove filament spools as necessary. And then I made those two holes. Basically, if you wanted to, you could probably use a kind of a screw and a nut to tighten it to the top bar more so, but I just went ahead and used two black zip ties. And I am extremely happy with the end result and think it turned out awesome. So I will link you guys to the file. I'll upload this to Thingiverse in the description, so that way if you guys do want this or have a use for it, you can go ahead and do so. Don't forget to smack the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed for more great videos. And if you'd like to support the channel furthermore, I'll place a link to the Patreon in the description down below. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, this is Daniel from ModBot, and until next time, I am out. Peace, guys.